I think that the best thing about Marmion is the overall brotherhood.
Dedicated faculty and staff.
The preparation for college.
You can pretty much be anybody's friend.
The athletics that we have at Marmion.
Everyone here just loves being here.
We had for years, I've been around a long time, and we've had a variety of stationery, but one I really like was an old headmaster stationery which said, building men for this life and for the next. And I think it symbolized in a lot of ways what we're all about here at Marmion and what we've been about for 80 years. That is it's a strong spiritual school with strong theology classes, religion classes, and campus ministry programs, and also strong academics. I think our ACTs and our college acceptance and how well the young men do in life speaks for itself. It does. And then our leadership, which is kind of unique for us, our leadership programs really try to teach young men to stand on their own 2 feet and be leaders in whatever aspect of life they end up with.
I think the Benedictine presence here at Marmion is probably the most critical component of what separates us from other schools. We're unique in that we have at least a dozen Benedictines who are dedicated to the mission of the formation of young men. Benedictines have been educating young men for over 1,500 years, so they know what they're doing, and the group that we have here, particularly dedicated. I was lucky to have been taught by some of the same people who are now teaching my sons.
When I joined the monastery in 1974, to me it was coming home. You know, this is the place I felt God had called me to and I belonged, that God intended me to spend the rest of my life involved with Marmion and with our apostolate. So for me, working at Marmion is what God has always intended my life to be about.
The spiritual aspect that I've attained at Marmion is probably the daily prayer thing. Before class, you start with prayer, and you really get to know what other people are going through with their intentions, and you know that you have to pray for them. And when I go home at night, I know what to pray for, I know who to pray for, and I know how to pray, because in my theology classes I've learned not only Bible history but also spiritual growth.
Even morning school formations and assemblies, you started with the prayer. You just really feel the presence of God around you wherever you are at Marmion.
Just coming here and learning more and expanding on that faith, it's a great program, and especially the community hours and all the service we have to do, and then writing that reflection paper on the service hours really helped me understand where I am in my faith journey and where I'm going to be in a couple years.
Well, the monks at Marmion, they teach theology classes, and really you learn a lot through that. It's great because they just teach you a lot about religion, your faith. They really help you grow. Also with mastering activities period, you can go to that. It really helps you kind of grow in your spiritual development.
I feel very open in theology class, and everybody's friendly. You can talk to each other about whatever struggles you have going on. Also the life group I'm involved in, you can open up and just tell everybody how you're feeling, what you need.
To me, the monks make me feel more closer to God in a way. Make me feel free to praise Him and feel free to express my religion.
I really enjoy working with the monks of Marmion. They are inspirational men who have a deep-seated love for the Lord and for the Academy.
There is the value of a religious education that is both Catholic and rooted in one of the real standards of Western civilization, Benedictine tradition. There are not a whole lot of other schools that have that, but there's also a way in which Marmion today has an atmosphere of a community that is different than all the other schools. They don't have the same ethos of what the students themselves call the brotherhood.
I've definitely experienced the brotherhood, and all three of my sports, and just the way that the upperclassmen treat the underclassmen, and just you walk in the hallways and people are always nice to you.
There's a definite brotherhood here at Marmion. We're a very small school. Everybody knows everybody. Marmion also helps you grow spiritually. You see the monks and interact with the monks every day. Their presence permeates in every level of our school. We reflect their attitude and their influence.
The Benedictine tradition is something that dates back 1,500 years. Most recently here on the Marmion campus, 80 plus. And we're very proud of that. But what the Benedictines bring to the table is spirituality, a focus on stewardship, serving others, hospitality, and everything that they do is actually embedded in everything that we do here in our greater community. From our assemblies, to our lunch periods, to our classroom, they are alive in everything that we do. Our boys that leave here, they become leaders in society.
There are not too many kids in each class. Each teacher has enough time for everybody, and you really kind of learn a lot because most of the time teachers put you in small groups to work in.
All the teachers are always there for you. Anytime you need anything extra, you can go and ask, and they'll always help you, no matter what.
As a student, you know what you have to do during the day, and it's not all hard work, it's not all discipline. You have fun. You have fun with your teachers, but at the same time you're learning. So I think that's a perfect mix of what you want in high school.
You know, the best thing I feel about teaching and working here at Marmion is the sense of community that I feel here. It really is a great feeling to come to work every day and know that myself and my fellow teachers and the monks and the students are all part of the same close-knit community.
The biggest return on investment, first of all, we're very fortunate and blessed to have people entrust in us their most prized possession, and that is their son. We take that very seriously. What we provide then is our holistic education and our programming in general. We have a very strong support system. We have a student support committee whose job literally is to tend to the needs of our students on a daily basis, perhaps even putting together support plans. We have a learning center where the boys can go for additional support or help, or maybe even just some organizational skill support. Our boys here are very involved in many activities, and it may be just as simple as finding the time in the day to do the work that is required. But we're here to support the boys in that. Educating the boys in the use of technology as a support tool and academic tool is also key to success beyond. Technology should be more than just data processing. It should be an academic tool used to enrich, and that's our goal moving forward. We are training our teachers, and will continue to, on using technology integrated into the daily curriculum. It's something that we think is very important in preparing the boys as they move forward both in college and then into a career in life.
I see the benefits of the single-sex school as far as the students are able to focus on their education. As a teacher, I really appreciate it, but also from my own experience as a Rosary graduate, my brother as a Marmion graduate, it really benefited us personally, and I'm very grateful that I had the education and the experience that I had at Rosary, and I know he is with his Marmion education. It really just prepared us for life, for college and beyond. I love it. I really love it.
At first, when I was 7th, 8th grade, I didn't really like the fact that it was going to be all boy, going to school my whole life with girls. But once I got here, I found out that, just because there's no girls at the school, we still hang out with them on the weekends at sporting events, at extracurricular activities.
There's a bunch of opportunities to interact with the Rosary girls. Like, we have sock ops, dances. The Rosary girls usually come to cheer us on at all the sporting events.
Mr. Thurlow's tried really hard to integrate the two schools, Rosary and Marmion. It's pretty cool how he's gotten us, the two brother and sister schools, to come together to play in the band. Because then you actually kind of get to meet and get to know them and make some more friends.
Look past the whole all boys or the whole uniform thing. to me, those are positive things. You know, the uniform, you know that you're ready to go. You're going to school, and it's business time.
The athletic programs here are top of the game.
Football is the reason that I met all the people that I did. Also, our athletics are really good, like the wrestling team and the football team.
I think here at Marmion, it's more or less a reflection of the values that we teach in the classroom. It's just in a different setting. It's out on a sports field. But we've had a lot of success here athletically, and I think it's because of the hard work that is instilled in these kids. And I think the success we've had the last few years is totally due to just the culture we have here.
The board and then the alumni with their financial support, when they put in the lights for the football stadium, it was tremendous. It created the high school atmosphere to see the student body at the games. And high school football should be played on Friday night.
Being a coach and actually having an indoor track where you can work with the athletes before the season, indoor. We can have multiple teams practicing, basketball team, track team, baseball team, all using the athletic facility at the same time. As a matter of fact, I could see that last season, a direct impact on some of the athletes who were able to go downstate. 2 athletes going downstate in the biggest group athletically, and I really feel it's a direct impact of being able to get out and work out on the track before the season starts.
I think if you look around, as soon as you walk into get out of your car parking lot and you look at the ambiance around the school, you're listening to the bells from the Abbey, and you're looking at the football fields, and you look at the tennis courts and the field house, and you just have that electric feeling about the school, and you just want to get involved. There's a reason why you brought your sons here to begin with, and so from a parent standpoint, there's parents clubs, there's prayer groups, there's concessions, there's booster club. There's so many ways to be involved along with your son as they're preparing themselves for college and for life experiences. So that's one of the best things that we really have here at Marmion for our parents. And you just have a family feel. It's not just your son's going away to school somewhere. They're a part of it.
The gift of St. Benedict's approach to education is balancing and melding together a stress on the intellectual growth as well as moral growth and leadership growth, that people are expected to contribute and take a place in the community.
In the classroom, we teach about 8 different subject matters, from leadership, communications, history, first aid. We're trying to build the boys so that they can actually lead the battalion by the time they're seniors.
The leadership program I'm in is the JROTC program. I chose that because I like the whole discipline and aspect of the military. And I think that what I'm learning now will affect me in college and my career and how I live my life.
I think I model my class around this idea of leadership life skills. The theories are great, and I can tell you all kinds of leadership theories, but the reality is the best part is when we put it into practice, and that's where the life skills come in. And that's why for me, teaching leadership is so great, because there's an instant reward for that.
I chose lead because I saw it as very applicable to the real world, and what we do and what we learn in lead each day is learned in college and it's in businesses, and I thought it was great to have that opportunity from freshman year to really delve into that. I think that's probably one of the biggest assets that we have here at Marmion. Every class is challenging, and it's manageable, but it's challenging.
I like that they have spiritual development, academic development. I like their leadership. I like the curriculum here. I think if you can draw on all the courses that they take, and it builds them up, it rounds them out. Absolutely. And they need that if they want to be in the real world functioning well.
Captain!
gentlemen, please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
If I were to do it all over again, I would definitely choose Marmion.
If I had to do this all over again, I'd make the decision tenfold. I love the experience I'm getting right now, and the amount of education that I'm being offered is amazing.
I would choose Marmion all over again.
I think it's just a great place, and I couldn't see myself anywhere else.
Definitely, I would choose Marmion because of how I've seen this turn out right now. I couldn't see these results through a normal public school. I look at how it is right now, and I'm glad I'm here.
Everybody has their own place, and I think that this is my place for me at Marmion Academy.